What's up, guys? How's it going today? Christian here with the Dream Big Bitcoin YouTube channel. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope you guys have had a great week. It's been a phenomenal couple of weeks with Bitcoin, and I apologize I haven't had any more videos up for you, but stick with me. I will get more regular videos up. I will get a lot more content. I've got a ton of ideas. What I don't have a ton of is time, so we'll get there. But today, what I want to talk to you about is some brand new graphics cards that I bought. Really good deals on graphics cards now compared to a couple months ago. So I picked up a few RX570 Gaming X cards. I picked up 3 for now, and they're going to replace some really crappy MSI 560s that I bought. And we'll talk about those in a minute. So first thing I want to talk to you about is this mining rig I've got here right in front of me. And before I do that, I just want to say thanks so much for subscribing to my channel. And please make sure you leave comments. And I want to interact with you guys. So whatever questions you have, let me know. I'm glad to answer them and glad to help you out any way I can. So just let me know. So this rig right here, I'm going to take the camera down and show you right now. It has 6 cards on it. My original intention with this rig was to put 10 or 11 of these small MSI 560s on. These are were a real low-cost card, and I bought these a couple months ago. They were about $125 a piece. I thought they'd be a great deal, and it really turned out not to be a great deal because they're total junk. So I also bought, I don't know how many of these I bought, I don't remember, but I also bought some of these Sapphire 560s, if you can see those, but I know it's not really the best angle, the lighting's not good, but they are Sapphire 560 overclocks, and they've done pretty good, so I really actually haven't had any problems with them. So Mega Hash, this is on Etherium, and so I've been pretty happy with those, but generally speaking, this rig has just been crashing constantly, and I think the problem is these little MSI cards. Because when I got them all off the rig, I had 11 on here. The Sapphires all worked fine. So I decided, I was looking around on Newegg the other day, and these came up. They were $225. So you can definitely find some 570s for in the low 225 range. I was also looking at some 1060s, but I have had great luck with the MSIs, the MSI gaming cards, the 1070s I have on another rig. They were super expensive, $400, $450, $450, compared to like an RX470 or something like that, where months and months ago they were in the low 200s. Well, when I started buying, all I could get is the 1070s, and they were $400 or $450. So I have some of those, but they have been spectacular cards and really well built, and very, very happy with them. So so I decided to get some more. This up here for a sec. Okay, so let's open one of these up. I can show you a little bit about the card. I really like the MSI gaming cards. These are have caused no problem at all, and have been very reliable. So I think the MSI Gaming 570s are going to be the same kind of deal. So the real nice thing about these cards is they're very quiet. These fans, I don't know if you've heard these or used these cards before with these Train Pros, or if I'm pronouncing it right. Anyway, these fans are really quiet, and they do a great job keeping the machines cool. You can see over here, actually, the Sapphires are running well, you can't see, but I'm going to tell you that Sapphires are running around between 47 and 52 degrees centigrade, while the gaming 570 over here is running at 38 degrees Celsius. So, it is on the end of the rack here, but all the rest of these are around 50 degrees, and this one's at 38. So they're just a more efficient, cooler, cooler card. So one big difference between this 570 gaming, because it's not the top of the line card, and like the 470 gaming, or 470, the 1070 gaming that I have, there's no backplate on this, so that's one small thing. It's not really a big deal. I don't care. There's if you compare this to the 1070, there's two cooling tubes here, and there's 4 on the 1070 card. But overall, it looks to be really well built, and I've had great success with the other ones. So the 570s and the 580s do tend to use a lot more power. So I think that these will be the same. I know you can adjust the BIOSes to get the power consumption down. I haven't done that yet, but anyway, this is the cards I'm going to be installing. So those will be really good. Okay, so something else I wanted to show you. I want to show you the cards that I'm replacing. Put this down here for a sec. Sorry about this. So this is an MSI 560, and these get about 10 to 10 1/4 mega hash. I believe they're 2 megabyte cards, and they were $125 a piece when I bought them. They really were not worth it because they were constantly shutting off. And now I thought I've done all kinds of troubleshooting with the power supplies, with everything else, and that's when we're talking about the power supply right now. I have this 1600 watt Hercules power supply, and it's phenomenal. But this was part of my troubleshooting. I bought this a couple weeks ago. This was $400. When I first started buying mining equipment 3 months ago, anything 1000 watt power supply was $400. So, and they were, you could hardly get them. So I bought 650 watt power supplies, and I daisy chained them together. And I had 3 on this rig when I had 11 cards set up, and it didn't seem to like that. And I really thought that was the heart of the problem, but now I feel like it's the 560s here. So let me just show you something real quick. So here is one of the cards I took off the rig. These things are supposed to actually spin if you just spinning and stopping. And if you look at the blade, this thing is barely on there. This ran for 2 months. I mean, this was not under heavy usage. I wasn't dual mining with it. They ran cool. They were around 50 degrees centigrade. And, this is just pretty much falling off. So, as a comparison, here's one that actually has a fan that functions, and you can see it spins, and, the bearings are okay. But pretty much all the bearings on all of these cards have failed or are getting noisy, or they're just not made for any kind of dusty environment. This one literally just went up in smoke the other day when I plugged it in. So I turned put the new power supply on, hooked everything up. A cloud of smoke came out of this one. This one didn't work at all. This one, the fan is falling off. The other one that I've got in my new office computer here, the bearings on that one are bad. So overall, not at all pleased with the MSI 560s, which I thought were going to be kind of a good deal. So Not at all happy with those. So I would avoid those. And if GPU supplies ever get scarce again, don't bother getting those. That's not a good plan. But the Sapphire 560s worked out pretty good, and they are they're getting 11.5 to 11.75 mega hash. The 570 you can see here is running about 21.5. So I'm going to put a bunch more of those on this rig, and I can fit quite a few more on the 1600 watt power supply. So that's going to be a lot more reliable. And the less time you can spend on your rigs maintaining them, it's worth a little bit of extra money, because when you're over at your shop or your garage or whatever, just constantly trying to troubleshoot rigs, it's not fun. It's a waste of time. And time is money. So guys, I think that's it. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll do a follow-up video with more information about the 570s, but at $225 USD. I mean, you really can't beat it for 21 mega hash. And you can dual mine with these things, and they will, if you want to dual mine Sia Coin and Etherium, or Sia Coin and Ubic, these 570s will should hash around 650 mega hash on Sia Coin and 21.5 mega hash on Etherium or Ubic, which is phenomenal. So you can't go wrong with that, and for $225. So thanks guys, thanks for joining me. We'll see you again soon, and have a great week.